Hello, friend. My name is Greg. I've heard a lot of speculation on the internet about what exactly is going to happen in the next Batman movie. Well, here's my take on the whole thing.
I'm the Batman. Well, as you remember in the last movie, it was pretty sweet. My butler was like,
Top notch, Master Wayne. Righto, good movie.
so yeah, I had to fight the Joker. So he's all, who likes magic? I do. Let's talk about anarchy. But yeah, I set him straight. And then there was this plot twist, and I had to get out of there and run from the cops. I don't know, but everyone's locked up in Arkham Asylum now, and I'm like, sweet, I can have a day off. And Commissioner Gordon's like, no, there's drugs by the pier, Batman. You have to go get them. And I'm like, drugs? What kind of drugs? And he's like, drugs and bags. And he's telling me that they're like steroids. So I go down to the pier, and I'm like, okay, I gotta fight these guys. There's a lot of them. What should I do? I got it. I'm gonna swoop down on them. That always gets them. So I swoop down on them, and I fight a couple of them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fighting them. But there's this one guy that's watching, and he's sitting on top of the building, and he's watching me fight and studying my moves. And so I win this fight, and I go back to my mansion, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm back in my mansion. And I'm not in this next scene, but this guy, well, it turns out he's still alive, and he's been flipping his coin and killing all the corrupt cops in town. So the police force is dwindling, and see, once Two-Face got started, he couldn't stop. He started by killing the corrupt cops, but him and that coin of his just kept going. They couldn't find an end. Everyone was guilty in their eyes. And then Commissioner Gordon throws up the bat signal. He's like, Batman, come down here. There's been a kidnapping. And I'm like, yo, Fox, I need a new Batmobile. So he's all,
Sure thing, Mr. Wayne.
what? What is that? That's what you expect me to drive? I'm just taking the Lamborghini. So I take my Lamborghini and I speed around town. I show up and there's like this tea party and this guy's like, I'm the Mad Hatter and I'm having a tea party and I kidnapped this little girl and like, you probably don't remember me, but I was in the last movie, I was that guy the Joker hired and had Rachel Dawes' name on my shirt. Well, I fight this guy, but this girl dies. I can't save her. I mean, I'm Batman. I should be able to save this girl. So, well, this guy, yeah, his other half is back, and he's teaming up with the mobsters. And they're looking for a way to bring me down. All these guys after me. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm getting beat up here. It's not like I'm invincible. It's not like I could just get shot in the eye and survive. So, in a moment of weakness and desperation, I turn to the one thing left to give me more strength. Remember those drugs I confiscated earlier in the movie? Yeah, well, it wasn't just a drug bust. See, I took some of them back to do samples, and it turns out that this new drug called Venom gives you strength, but it messes with your mind, and I inject it into myself, and I feel so powerful. I'm like Christian Bale, only bigger. I'm the Batman. Freshly powered up on this new drug, I hear there's a bank robbery, and I go down there to get these guys, but it turns out they were there to get me. They're all wearing masks, and they jump me as a group, but little did they know I just injected myself with Venom, and I'm like, oh yeah, heck yeah, I'm on Venom, I'm Batman, and I'm ready to go. Oh yeah, and you'll never guess who was there. The guy that was watching me earlier, studying my moves. After I finished with all the small-time thugs, he came out, and he got me pretty good, but I got him in the end, and went back to my Batcave to recover. So now this guy's pretty upset that he didn't beat me, and he goes back and we find a little bit about his character.
Despite the fact that I'm both African American and in Hollywood playing the role of a muscular supervillain, I've avoided all stereotypes. I'm actually highly educated, well-read, and speak coherently. Who would have thought?
Well, this guy's pissed off, and he gets his hands on some venom, and he ejects himself, and he turns out pretty big and huge like this. Well, except this is a Christopher Nolan version, so he's got to be more realistic. So picture him like this, except with a mask. And yeah, you pretty much got the point. Meanwhile, I've been dealing with my own problems. See, that venom drug's been eating at my mind, turning out like one of the kids from Requiem for a Dream. Look like a cokehead, and I'm seeing double. I'm in no state to fight now. So anyway, we all know what's going to happen next. There's got to be some big fight scene, but we need the perfect place to have it in. How about here? No, that doesn't quite work. What about a car dealership? No, that doesn't work either. I've got it. A water park. No one ever has a sweet fight in a water park. I love water parks. So we go there, and I'm fighting these guys, and I'm like, oh, there's so many guys. What am I going to do? I know. I'll swoop in on them. That always works. So I swoop in on these guys, and I'm fighting them, but then Bane gets the upper hand, and he breaks my back, and I'm laying on the ground, and I'm like, oh, crap. He broke my back. So this guy shows up again, and he flips the coin on Bane. Because, he's got a good side and he's got a bad side, and it's confusing. It's complicated. It's a deep movie. So the coin lands bad side up, and he goes to kill Bane, but he can't get a clear shot on him. So Instead, he just shoots these barrels that are conveniently laying nearby at the water park, and they're full of gasoline. There's a big explosion at the water park, and everyone's like, "Oh man!" And so the water park like collapses on top of us, and then luckily I had swooped away, even with my broken back. And I call Alfred, and he's like, "Oh, top notch, Batman. I'll be there shortly." So he comes and he gets me, and he puts me in the Batmobile, and we drive off back to my mansion, and that's the end of the movie. See, there were some deep things, plot twists. It's about addiction to drugs, addiction to killing. It's a Christopher Nolan movie.
Well, friend, I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed sharing my take on the Dark Knight sequel. Thanks for watching.